All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Darius Anucauskas, and I'm the Chief Market Analyst here at Markets.com. And today is Friday the 13th. What I want to say, what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the oil market because, again, I did recently a few videos on oil. So there was a recent one that I did here on June the 10th. Basically, we have cleared this downside line, and this is what I was talking about. I said that, look, if we're going to clear the downside line, yes, there could be a chance of moving higher where we could end up testing this other downside line. So from the technical perspective, everything seems to be kind of working according to the plan. So the breakout happened of the steeper downside line. It opened the door towards this other downside line taken from the highest point of September of 2023, but currently we're getting a hold up right there. Now, look, this has been caused by Israeli actions, and I think that yes, the world is going into a bit of an interesting place right now, where I think that there could be some further conflicts and further escalations. So, if you're prepared for paying more at the fuel. At the gas station for fuel, congratulations, well done. You're one of those who are prepared. I'm not prepared, and this is the thing. I think this is that what people do not want to see, but apparently nobody asks us, and that's why the market is dictated by only a few. So, long story short, for now, what we're seeing here, how we could play this game. So at the moment, I think that we, of course, the most important is to continue monitoring the situation, the global situation, the geopolitical situation, and what's happening with the conflict. However, from the technical perspective, look, I said it before and I'll say it again. So if we do start clearing one of these sides, one of these trend lines, then yes, of course, it opens the door to some higher levels. Now, look, we did have a brief breakthrough here through this downside line taken from the highest point of September of 2023. But now, as you can see, we're pushing back up here. Let's see what's going to happen during the US session. Are we going to get a nice breakout of this downside line or not? If we do, then of course, yes, we're targeting higher levels, like for example, the area near the psychological $80 mark. We could see even a move towards the 85 territory, somewhere around there. Of course, you can hear now analysts talking about the 3-digit area again. The question is, are we going to see that? Is this going to happen? Well, let's face it. For now, let's not rush into things. For now, let's go slowly on this, because again, in terms of Friday today, I think that everybody will remain somewhat on the calm side. Because why? Because they don't want to drop the market. I think that everybody will be talking about how we can find a solution. How everybody will be talking about diplomacy. So I'm expecting oil maybe to remain somewhere around here near this downside line, but then going into the weekend, over the weekend, if we see that there are problems and nobody can agree on anything. And to be honest, on the it's really it's a difficult situation, because it's not one of your regular exchanges of fire and that's it. No, this is a little bit more personal in a way, like for Iran especially. And I think that this is what the Israel was going for. So now they're hoping that Iran will respond in order to justify the maybe attack, like official attack on Iran. But okay, look, we'll see how it goes further, of course, because this is, like I said, this is very not good in general. And but again, is it fixable? Still, it's fixable, yes. But I think that this is what they're going to be doing over the weekend, and during the market open on Monday, we'll see what kind of outcome we're going to be getting. So, long story short, for now, I'm looking at this from the technical perspective. If we do clear and if we see the body of the daily candle staying above this downside line, my next target is around here, around the 79.36 territory, which is the highest point of January of this year, basically the current highest point of this year. If we can clear that, yes, I'm going to go further north. I'm going to aim for that 85 zone or maybe even higher. But for now, I'm not in a rush. If we do see some sort of like diplomacy getting the upper hand, then okay, maybe we could see oil drifting back down. In general, I have to admit, and if you were watching my webinars and videos, I have been bearish on oil. So the bearishness kind of comes in if we continue in the same market kind of operation. If there are no like geopolitical shocks that we're getting that we got just recently, so then yes, I'm still bearish on oil. However, what we're seeing right now here is, of course, is an issue, and also it is a Fed issue. The Federal Reserve issue is becoming one because, again, if I can touch on this briefly, basically, this is another video that I'm going to be preparing. You can check it out on other social platforms as well. But look, basically, this is. A situation where right now the Fed will have to maybe consider even hiking rates at some point later on, because at the moment we were expecting 2 cuts by the end of this year, but now if this oil price remains elevated, you can imagine that the next June inflation report in the U.S. could be quite high, and in a way that could be like the beginning of the curve, to the upside of CPIs. So just keep that in mind, and if that's the case, then like I said, the Fed will have to kind of start abandoning the idea of cutting rates, having at least kind of like 2 rates by the end of this year. This is, of course, we know what the White House administration wants, but they want even lower rates. But again, okay, they might get that if the stock market starts collapsing very quickly. They might, the Fed. This is where the Fed could jump in, saying, we could, cut rates, and maybe maybe they might say they might not do anything, but they could just say that they're going to cut the rate. This would actually work as well for the stock market to keep it elevated. So yeah, let's see how that's going to play out, of course. But at the moment, we're continuing to monitor what's this going to be the situation when the U.S. market opens. I'm recording this before, and yeah, we'll go from there. So, but again, for now, judging from this, it is not really looking good. And like I said, brace yourselves. We could be paying a little bit more at the gas station. So yes, at the pump. So yes, prepare for that. Like I said, hopefully not. Hopefully something, like I said, hopefully diplomacy can prevail. But at the moment, it doesn't really look like that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's like I said, it's an interesting topic, and let me know what you think. So thank you very much for watching and listening. As always, stay safe, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose, don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.